Squawk Talk, Seagull fans. This episode, see what head men's lacrosse coach Jim Berkman has to say after his induction to the U.S. Lacrosse Hall of Fame. Check out the top plays of the semester and see who this week's Seagull Spotlight is. I'm your host, Kristen Wolf. Jim Berkman is going into his 26th season as Salisbury University's men's lacrosse coach. He has accumulated 419 wins with only 43 losses and has 10 national championships to his name. I had the opportunity to talk to Coach Berkman after his induction to the U.S. Lacrosse Hall of Fame. On October 26, 2013, at the Grand Lodge in Hunt Valley, Maryland, Salisbury University head lacrosse coach Jim Berkman was one of 8 inductees of the U.S. Lacrosse Hall of Fame.
This honor is a reflection of all the players that have played here that have allowed me to have the success that I have had, and this award represents them, as much as it does me, and I just feel very fortunate that I've had an opportunity to be here for 26 years and coach all these tremendous players who have committed a great deal to the maroon and gold.
Although he has achieved astounding recognition for his work as SU's lacrosse coach over the years, he says he never thought he would be standing on the podium receiving this U.S. lacrosse honor.
My whole career, as a player, was more driven towards basketball and playing basketball. And I was fortunate to play basketball in college and lacrosse, but I thought I was on the fast track to be a college basketball coach, which I was for a few years.
Berkman says his plans were shifted to becoming men's lacrosse coach at Salisbury University after a few phone calls and being at the right place at the right time. 26 years later, over 400 wins and 10 NCAA Division III championships, he has continued to make a mark at SU. Now, he has well-deservingly become a legend as a U.S. Lacrosse Hall of Famer and has been able to share it with the community, friends, and family.
The 8 people inducted, it was a sellout crowd, and there was more Salisbury people there than there was of any of those great Baltimore players that were there on that given day who had had great careers. And that was pretty neat to see a lot of our former players there, and some of the parents of them, and some of our good friends that have supported our program that showed up for that special evening, and being able to share that with them.
Unlike the others at the ceremony, Berkman was the only coach inductee.
A lot of them were crying, they were shook up, and people said, you didn't show very much emotion, you didn't cry or anything. And I was like, well, it's a little different for me than them. Their career's over. We got a few more rodeos to go. We got some time left here. We got a lot left to accomplish.
Throughout the years, Berkman has many accolades to his name. He was named the U.S. ILA National Coach of the Year 3 times in 1991, 2008, and 2012. He was also named the Howdy Man of the Year in 2012. In 2013, he has reached one of the highest achievements a college coach could receive.
It was pretty neat to get that plaque and to put that ring on and say that you've done what everybody dreams to do sometimes in your sport, is to be honored and be recognized for what you've given the game.
Berkman says he is looking forward for this season as he recently hosted a prospect clinic for high school lacrosse players. He says there is a lot of talent returning as well as new recruits to fill in. The fall semester was filled with memorable moments. The field hockey team made it to the national tournament in Norfolk, Virginia. They had a long run but fell to Bowdoin College from Maine 1-0 in the final game. The men's soccer team finished the season with an overall record of 18-4, going 8-0 in the Capital Athletic Conference and reaching the conference championship. Salisbury extended its season to the second round of the NCAA tournament, falling to the eventual national champion Messiah College 3-0. Lastly, the men's cross-country team placed 16th out of 54 at the NCAA Division III Mid-East Regional Championships, hosted by Muhlenberg College. Here are the top plays of the fall 2013 season.
No offsides called. And this high tackle.
That was a brilliant tackle.
Gilbert right next to it. Pass right back to it. Gilbert. They've got to advance the ball. Sipe hits it, and she will win the game for Salisbury. I thought there was no way that was going in.
I hope the fall senior athletes have a successful future, and we will miss them dearly. The winter season is coming along as the women's basketball team has a record of 4-2, and the men's basketball team has a record of 2-3. The women's swimming team has a record of 1-5, and the men's swimming team is 2-6. A junior women's swimmer from Toms River, New Jersey, is this episode's Seagull Spotlight. Here is Brittany Steele.
My name is Brittany Steele. I'm from Toms River, New Jersey. I swim on the swim team and I'm a Seagull. My favorite part about swimming is being on a team. It is an individual sport, but in the end, your team has to work together to get the points that you need to win. Favorite moment in my swimming career was getting my varsity letter my sophomore year of high school. It was the last home meet and my coach, she knew I was gonna make it, and I looked at the clock and I beat it by 1 second. Funniest person on my team is Michael Bankston because he acts like a girl. We call him the diva on the team. He's just very sassy. My major is elementary education, and I hope to stay here and teach around the area and maybe be an assistant coach.
Thank you for watching this episode of Squawk Talk. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday. As many students will be home for winter break, our student athletes have a few home competitions. Keep your eye on suseagles.com for the winter schedule and the live broadcasts. I'm your host, Kristen Wolf. Flock on, Seagulls, flock on.